Okay, so now it's on. So this will be like the No Mercy one, right? So.
Oh, now we're live.
Oh, now we're live. Okay, so
yeah.
No, it doesn't matter.
What if we were live? What if we were live?
We are live, but it doesn't matter. It's just a raw footage. So if anybody sees this, if anybody,
so we're like live on Facebook right now. Like, what up, fuck?
I wish that we were though, but
we're not. We're just live on Hangouts.
Yeah, because I have to do all the editing and shit anyway.
No, I'm just asking. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I'll play it live on Facebook.
Stuff on Hangouts. Oh, I want to do it on my phone, but we all know what happened last time.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so let me try to cut a promo.
What is that fucking ringing? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
A promo for the intro, and it'll be like this. Greetings, buzz humans, smarks, hipsters, and trolls. Relevant Wrestling is going retro. That's right. We are here, Tim and Joe from Relevant Wrestling Productions. Don't forget to check out our social media. We are here, and like I said, we are going retro. So it's October, usually when No Mercy occurs. But this year, because WWE is, doing things a little differently, No Mercy will be this month in September. So to get you guys geared up for No Mercy, we have decided to do a classic No Mercy countdown. That's right, our top 10 favorite No Mercy matches. 10. We're going to be bringing them to you, all you buzz humans. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. We'll start off with number 10.
You know the list.
And Tim, you want to start off telling everyone what we picked for number 10?
You might want to stop it because I have no idea what the list is.
It's fine. So, that's okay.
Okay, this is if we'll edit this out. This is because I didn't want to bring another pay-per-view into this. Is SmackDown? What is SmackDown doing for September? What's the name of the pay-per-view?
I don't think SmackDown has one this month.
So then they stopped Clash of Champions?
Maybe they have it next month, or maybe it's like TLC.
Because that was a September match, right?
Hell in a Cell.
I'm looking. I thought I saved.
They're building towards Hell in a Cell, bro, and that's not gonna be till October, right? They're building towards Hell in a Cell. We know that Vince is coming back to.
Yeah, I thought I had the list.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter because I'm gonna edit that. So that that's number 10 is Vincent's staff.
That's what I thought. Give me 1 second. Just let me write it down.
Yeah, I mean, you want me to give you the whole list, or do you want me to just?
Yeah. Hold on.
It don't matter because we'll just stop in between.
Yeah, I'm just wanted to write it down.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that'll make it easier so that we don't have to stop so much.
So 10 is Vince, Steph. Second one, 9 is Eddie Batista.
8 is Austin and H. That's me, I think. 7 is Rock and Angle. That's back to you, right?
All right, hold on.
Oh yeah, so then you can write your
Rock Angle. All right.
6, Cena and Angle. That match is fucking good.
Honestly, I not to fuck over the other people, but anything with Angle at that time.
Yeah, I know. Anything with Angle ever. Number 5, Miz versus Dolph.
All right.
4, Jeff Hardy versus Triple H.
Okay.
3, Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels.
That's 3?
That's high up, right? Yeah, but wait till you see what 2 and 1 is.
Yeah, well, I know what 1 is. It's Taker Brock.
SmackDown Tag Team titles. It's number 2.
All right.
Really? You don't think that's... You don't want that?
No. Let me just think. It's just that Jericho's Michaels was like...
Have more story to it, then switch those.
No, because I don't want to have because also too, I don't want to have 2 gimmick matches, 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well,
because who was it? It was Edge and Ray versus Benoit and Angle.
Yeah.
And why? But why did they win the titles? I mean, there was a tournament, right? It was just the new SmackDown titles.
Because they did a brand split. I have it in my notes.
Okay, no. I'm just trying to see like if it really should be two. I'm just Jericho's Michaels was really good. Like it was a well thought out ladder match. Like I thought the ending was fucking killer.
What belt was it for? World title?
Yeah, the world heavyweight.
That's kind of cool.
Dude, the ending of the match was perfect. They're both on the top of the ladder. Michaels has got one fucking side of the strap. Jericho's got the other one, like rocking back. They're going, and then he fucking headbutts him and he falls off.
Jericho won?
Yeah.
Wow. Michaels never puts people over.
Yeah, well, when you're a goat.
It doesn't matter. We can figure out when we get closer down to it.
Yeah, no. Oh, you're so hot. Yeah.
Just tell. All right. So whenever you want to.
All right, hold on. Now I got a boner. No. All right. Hold on.
Oh my god. Because you have to do number 9 also, but I'll be like, all right, and then number 9.
No, I know. I was like, shit, I got 2 in a row.
I know, I'm sorry.
But then you have like, oh wait, no, it's 1. Okay, 1, 1, 2. 1. No, but then you have like 3 in a row.
Yeah, I do. So that'll be
all right, cool. All right. Oh, just okay. All right.
So I'll just say what it was, or if you want to even say what it is, you can say it.
Yeah, so we'll start off the countdown with number 10. It was the great match of Vince and Stephanie in a no DQ, no holds barred. Did I fuck up the names?
Oh, you say Vince's stuff.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because keep talking though, because I can still cut it out. You know, it's still.
Yeah, no. I know. I'm just trying. Like, honestly, it's because I smoked, and I'm just like,
you don't have to start over. Is what I'm
no. It's All right, hold on. All right, so starting off with number 10 is Vince and Stephanie in a no holds barred street fight for either control of SmackDown, which Stephanie would acquire, or if Vince won, she would be fired and bye-bye. First of all, not too bad of a match. You know, obviously it's, a lot of bumps and spots, but overall, like on a technical level, not too bad. It was something you'll never ever see again in WWE. If it's not a man beating a woman, it's the whole thing of that's her father, and that's his daughter. So a lot of good chair shots, a lot of like the lead pipe with Stephanie, like beating the crap out of him with them, and then getting that nice low blow. But like, at that time, Vince was just a monster. Like, he was just jacked. Like, he walked around like a stone statue. Like, and he looked like it was like roid rage. He's like crazy. Like, he's just like, oh, he played that character so well. And, at that time, the whole storyline with Sable and her, like, kind of hesitating to hit Stephanie, but she still does. And then fucking Linda's like, burr, 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 burr. And, Vince stops and, we were talking about it, that's the first time ever that Vince has hit Linda in like 35 years. And then Taz is like, is it? But yeah, that added a nice fun dynamic. But then, it ultimately came down to basically Vince ragdolling Stephanie, and then Linda threw the towel in. So, and eventually, bye-bye, Stephanie. But overall, not bad, but there's a lot more great wrestling to come.
All right, so that was good. All right, so now we can just do number 9. You could say.
Yeah. Number 9. Good old Batista. And the man that everyone loves to hate or hate to love, Eddie Guerrero. One of my favorites, rest in peace. But overall, great. Like, it's Eddie Guerrero. It's going to be a great technical match. Like, it's as crazy as it sounds with Batista, it was really good. It was very good I'd say psychology to the whole match, and it had a great storyline. We're friends, and then Eddie's, basically like keeps backstabbing him, and it's like he wants the title, but then Eddie comes back and he's like, "I changed, man, I changed," and it's like, does Batista see through it? Like, I know that's his friend, but like, all right. So then they get to the match, and what was it? I think Eddie started like working over the back, and Batista had the whole power game. I thought it was they had their moments. It wasn't anything like crazy standout, but like one of a good one to point out was when Eddie was on the outside and he grabbed the chair and it did the, is he going to use the chair? Is he not going to use the chair? Has he changed? And he didn't use the chair, but eventually Batista won. But we all know how it all ended in the end. He was champion.
Nice.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that he died. We all know how it ended. Yeah, and he died.
All right.
Man, I have my addictions.
Pull my shit up here for. Oh, you don't have like written down. I'll just put the text up for each of them, like where they were and shit. It doesn't matter.
I have the years. I was gonna write that, but then I crossed that all. I don't want to like look like I was reading.
Yeah, it don't matter. I'll put all that text and it'll be fun to do.
Yeah.
All right, so you want me to do number 8 now?
Well, unless you want to do 7.
Am I doing 7 also?
No, I am.
Oh, nice. All right, shit.
I'm doing 7, and then you're doing 3 in a row.
Oh shit. All right, so let me get it then. All right, so number 8. No Mercy, 1999. This was the second No Mercy of 1999. This one was in the United States. The first one was in the UK. So what really led up to this one, which is Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Triple H in an Anything Goes match for the WWE title, was that Triple H had destroyed Austin's knee in a title match a few months beforehand. Austin trying to get his revenge on Raw and SmackDown. While this was like, one of those periods of, that people criticize Vince Russo about, where he had the title flipping back and forth between people. I mean, at that point in time, the belt went from Undertaker, Stone Cold, Mankind, Vince, back to Triple H, and then back to Stone Cold after he won this, back to Triple H after H actually won a 6-pack challenge where Austin was the ref. So
such a great roster. Just to interject for that second, like the names that you just put out for title hopping is like,
yeah, dude. I don't. We like the frequent title changes, so we have no qualms with that. And like Tim just said, great names there. So that didn't really work out for Austin. And Vince says that they're gonna have Anything Goes match at No Mercy. Austin comes out first, and he is like, the crowd is just going nuts. It just amazes me how at that point in time, at that Attitude Era crowd was still so hot. They're hot all night long. But so Austin's coming down to the ring. The shows were shorter and longer back then, so maybe that's like what kept the crowd hot, or maybe just like we said earlier, bigger name stars. But Triple H, Austin comes down to the ring first. Like I said, he's going nuts. H comes down with the sledgehammer, ready to lay it down on Austin, but McMahon comes out. Vince runs down. He grabs it away from H. H don't like this, so he turns around and clocks Vince. I mean, when are you going to see Vince get involved in the beginning of a match? It was great. So Austin is dragging Triple H all through the crowd. The crowd's going nuts. He's whooping his ass through the crowd. They have a ref bump. They're back in the ring. They're hitting finishers on each other. There's another ref bump, and then, of course, the second ref spot. So the second ref is in there. Austin, he has H across the announce table. He's choking him out with some wires. This is just a great brawl between these two guys. We see Austin grab the ring bell, back body drops H on to the table. They're back in the ring. Now, obviously, they were, beating the shit out of each other all around the arena for the past 10 minutes. So the next 5 to 8 minutes, they're doing some mat work, some rest spots, some near falls. Finally, Austin goes on the outside of the ring. And he goes to get a chair to harken back to the spot, which built this whole story of him getting his knee destroyed by H. And he starts going to town. He He starts going to town on H's knee with the chair. This is just great. He's just laying it into him. H hits a low blow, and down comes The Rock. The Rock comes down. He's got the sledgehammer. He swings the sledgehammer at Triple H. H ducks. Bam. Clocks Austin with the sledgehammer. H hits the pedigree on Rock. Rolls over on top of the rattlesnake and pins him. I mean, it was, like I said, a great match with a crazy build-up right at the peak of towards the end of the Attitude Era. Two of the biggest stars banging it out with all classic spots. Crowd is red hot and really expected and wanted Austin to get that belt back. I don't think they were expecting H to retain. I loved all the ref bumps, the belt shots, the run-ins, just classic stuff there. So that one comes in at number 8.
All right, got up the game. All right, I get you.
No, dude, your show is great too.
No, you killed that, dude. That was good. Like I'm sitting here like, all right.
No, it's fine. You don't have to up it, dude. I can cut my shit.
No, it's not up it. That's what it should be. But also, too, to me, those two matches were, all right.
All right, you ready to do number 7, dude? Whenever you're ready to do 7, you can cut it on it.
Yeah, I'm just let me check.
No worries. Oh, dude, I got these 2 pimples on my head right here. They're gross. Edit those out.
You're funny. All right. So here we go. Number 7.
Lucky number 7.
No Mercy 2000. In chronologically, it is number 3 of the No Mercies. We went with the good old Rock and Angle match. Rock's got the strap, and then Angle's coming in. He's actually like the little golden boy at this point. He's got his little girlfriend there, Stephanie, saying, "I'm gonna accompany you to the ring," and then you got fucking like monster heel right now at that point, Triple H being like, "If my wife gets hurt, I'm gonna break you in half." And so and right before this match too, Triple H went through a crazy war with the one who shall not be named, Chris Benoit. And
bro, we can say Chris Benoit here.
I was just fucking around. And went through a huge war, but you see him, they do the great old Triple H is sitting on the couch with his shoulder all iced up, watching the match intently, going back and forth. And is that this this was a storyline where is Angle and Stephanie doing something, what's going on between there? So she comes out as his manager, and as they're going through there, doing the announcements and stuff like that. And, it's a match. It's a championship match. And then it's no DQ. And, even the announcers are like, is that a mistake? Did The Rock want that? They want him to beat Angle's ass? Whatever. I would assume that Stephanie pulled some strings, and that's why there was no DQ. But that's here nor there. Just not to say classic because that's just such a broad term, but just really, really good wrestling. Anything or anything with Angle in general, but anything early WWE Angle is always money.
Well, fine. We should do a countdown of Kurt Angle's worst matches. What is going to be one?
We'll have 0 matches. Yeah, no, but you have a great worker in Angle. You have a great worker and showman in The Rock, and it was just a good knockdown, slobber knocker, drag out fight. They had their spots with Stephanie getting involved, taking away weapons from The Rock, getting up on the apron, stopping pins, stuff like that.
Oh, when Steph was cool.
Yeah. Oh my God, when she got the new boobs. And then
where they poisoned her brain.
Yeah, dude, it was one of those classic things where you could see in the vignettes for this I think it was when I watched the No Mercy with Vincent and Steph. She was just and then in the next one, she's talking to Vince in the ring, they're like,
And Lawler made comments about
Oh
it.
yeah, puppies, baby, puppies. Like I'll never forget when Austin was in the stands and she had the white t-shirt on, like fucking poured the beers on her.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She looked like a fucking like wet, sloppy, dried up trash bag hoe.
Oh, Steph was great back in the day, man.
Yeah, oh man, she still is, like, and because she's even come more into that character, but obviously that's here nor there for another time. But eventually Stephanie got involved and Kurt Angle ran up behind Rock and I shoved her into him into her on the ropes, and she goes, so here comes the game. Fucking comes up, like pedigrees the Rock, and then no, actually he beats up Angle first, pedigrees him, and then pedigrees the Rock, and then they're both just like lying on the floor, and like Joe said in the last one, like the crowd is just like hot, like
I love it, dude.
Like because they love it, and it's like how could you not? So then like they're both on the ground, they make their comebacks, and then who's this walking down the ramp? Like when he tried to be like a main event player, like Rikishi, okay, I did it for the Rock. I did it for the Rock. Yeah, it was like the same pay-per-view. That was the one. Yeah, he like was beating up Austin. So he comes in and he's trying to help the Rock, and he just fucks everything up. Like everything. Like fucking super, like I think he like hits the Rock with a chair, and then he fucking instead, like, because it's like Angle would like be in front and then he would move. And then like he did the same thing and he like fucking super kicked the Rock, and then he tried to super kick Angle, and then Angle gives him an Angle slam, and then as soon as the person that runs in gets hit with a finisher, they barrel roll out of the ring. So, and then it all goes down. I forget, maybe he got distracted. I know it's like it was a little minute before since I've watched them for the review, but eventually I don't know if there was a distraction or something, but Angle comes away with the win. I think that might have been his first title, WWF title, but don't quote me on it. But overall, not a match you can't complain. It was, one of those, if, you had a game show, it was like, what match is this era from? Like, it's 100% like pure Attitude Era, weapons, run-ins, but it wasn't nonsense. It made sense, because I think that's the one thing that like stuck out to my mind, other than the wrestling match, is the commingling of stories with it. There was like 3 stories in one match.
Yes, that's something that I think
like
WWE really fails on nowadays, is the commingling of the storylines and being able to intertwine them.
Well, because it's like, oh, we have like a month to prepare, but that's why Rock and Angle came in at 7. Ding ding. Now here's Joe going to be talking for a long time.
All right. Where do I got here is Kurt and all right, so coming in at number 6 on our list comes from No Mercy 2003, October 16th, from the First Mariner Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. This is John Cena versus the man that we were talking about in the prior match, Kurt Angle. So
actually,
Cena,
the man, if going and I'm actually looking at it, he recurs a couple more times. If that doesn't say a testament to how good of a wrestler Mr. Angle is.
That's right. Kurt's going to make you'll see Kurt's name a few more times on this list, not to give too much away. But in this match, at number 6, Cena is still, so the backstory for this, Cena is still, a heel, and he's doing his white rapper and his freestyling gimmick, which many people, and I think we will argue, is like one of his best runs. Kurt had recently lost the world title to Brock Lesnar in an Iron Man match, and he called out Brock Lesnar like a week or so after. It might even have been on Raw, because I think back then, this might have been like before there was a roster split. He called out Brock, and instead of Brock, Angle came out doing like the heel rapper gimmick. Dr. Thug came down, and he beat the shit out of Kurt. So for the next couple weeks, we got to see Kurt get his revenge by showcasing his own battle rap skills, and also having a skit where he tapped out a midget while he was dressed as Cena. So in this
Was
match.
it a vanilla white midget?
It might have been short sleeve Samson. I think it was. Honestly, I'm not, and that's a shoot, and that is a real midget wrestler. I've seen him some indie shows before, and this is shoot. I believe it was.
Yeah. He knows Rosie tons of love.
Oh my god, dude! I'm not lying about short sleeve. So anyway, this match, starts out. This is great. Match starts out with a promo. Which I love. Cena's doing the Doctor of Thugonomics thing. He comes in, cuts, a freestyle that is full of penis jokes. Hilarious. Kurt comes out in a singlet, this red singlet that I swear to God looks like red patent leather. So the match starts off. Kurt's doing his best. He's trying to keep Cena grounded with a lot of mat work. He's shoulder blocks, the classic Kurt stuff, beat him down, keep him grounded. He finally misses a big shoulder block and collides with the ring post. Then we see Cena doing some of his own mat work. He's trying to wear Kurt down, keeps him in a front face lock for a while. Kurt goes to do some German. There's a spot where Kurt goes to do a German suplex off the ring apron to the outside, trying to throw Cena off through the announce table. But Cena reverses it into a pretty solid DDT. Cena hits a couple more 2-count moves, and then the final run starts. He nails Angle with, guys, you will not believe that Cena did this unless you remember. Obviously, unless you remember this or unless you see this. So go back and watch this. Cena hits Kurt with a beautiful buckle bomb. Okay, beautiful power bomb into the corner. And the way that Angle sells it is perfect. He lands right in the corner, takes it on his underarms, slides down and slumps into a pile. It's just great. It's just Kurt, such ring awareness and such control over his body.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that later.
So then Cena cracks Angle with the FU. He gets a near fall. Angle responds with the Angle slam, but he only nets himself a near fall as well. Cena blasts Kurt with his gold medals, but still gets a near fall. So I'm not huge on too many falsies, but this is good. So after a few more finisher reversals, Kurt finally catches Cena with the ankle lock or the angle lock. Grapevines the leg, and there you have it, dude. He taps out Cena. Now, I know this is 14 years ago, but yes, John Cena did tap out to Kurt Angle. So yeah, guys, this is a pretty great match that proved at one point that Cena did know how to wrestle, even if it was, he was in the ring with Kurt Angle, who is truly world class, and probably at that time was one of, if not the best active wrestler in North America. It was a perfect blow off to this mini feud, as Kurt was still on the hunt to get back his WWE title from the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and Cena held his own in a 20-minute match against Kurt with a great gimmick and told a great story. And honestly, it's no wonder why we miss this version of Cena. So now that we are halfway through the countdown at number 5, let's go to something a little more, modern. This is from No Mercy from last year, No Mercy 2016. So at number 5, we have Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz in a career versus intercontinental title match. So Miz already has a few wins over Dolph, and this finally pushed the show off to his breaking point. Dolph convinced The Miz to give him one last crack at the gold, but in exchange for the title match, he put his career on the line. These type of matches, they pretty much always give away the finish. You probably, if someone's still under contract in this day and age, with kayfabe being broken and us knowing how long people's contracts are, with the internet and all that. The finishes are pretty much given away. We can pretty much assume who's going to win the match before it's even, as soon as it's booked. But the announcers did do a really good job at putting the fact over that, even though we knew it wasn't going to be, that this could have been Dolph's final match. So no matter what your feelings is about Dolph Ziggler, you really got to acknowledge the workhorse that he is. He cut some really great promos leading up to this. And, despite always coming up short of a big run, Dolph, you know, he does his best. Dolph, he's very passionate, and he does have skill. And I know passion can't replace skill, but he's got both. You know, so Dolph, here, let's see. So this match starts out with Dolph trying to end things immediately. He goes for a super kick right off the bat and a roll up, but Miz is too quick for that. Miz whips Dolph into the corner, and then he starts his you know, offense, starts to keep him grounded with a bunch of stops. Miz is maintaining control with, you know, doing his Daniel Bryan kicks and drop kicks. He hits a really nice low DDT on Dolph that gets a near fall. And then he starts to work over Miz's leg, you know, trying to get him set up for that figure four. Dolph attempts a superplex. Miz rolls through and tries to nail a sunset flip powerbomb. But Dolph rolls through that, and Miz happens to catch Dolph in the figure four. A lot of cool exchanges there and transitions. Ziggler is writhing in pain, but he manages to make it to the ropes and breaks the hold. So this leads Maurice to trying to distract the referee, and Miz goes over to the turnbuckle. He takes the pad off, and he sends Dolph face first into it. Miz hits a slingshot powerbomb, you know, picks up Dolph, bounces him off the rope, and hits a nice sit-out powerbomb and gets a near fall. So this starts to get the crowd really hot. Dolph hits a desperation zigzag, but he only gets a near fall. So now Miz is fed up, and he starts trying to distract the referee again. And Maurice breaks out the pepper spray. She sprays Dolph. Miz hits Dolph with the skull crushing finale, and the crowd, you know, they think that this is over, but Dolph manages to get 1 foot on the rope. Miz thinks it's a 3 count. So he's pissed off, and since he's been working over the leg and wants to deal more damage, he pulls off Ziggler's boot. But Ziggler hits him with a super kick, and then he starts to really sell his leg. Maurice is calling for help now, and I forgot to mention that these guys were involved in this feud before. But the Spirit Squad comes down, Dolph's old buddies. I think it's Mikey. I think it's Mikey and Kenny.
Mikey!
That's who I have on here. Not exactly sure. I think it's Kenny.
No, it's Mikey and Kenny, right?
Yep, it is Mikey and Kenny. Awesome. So they come down from the Spirit Squad. Dolph's hopping around on one leg, and he kicks them both off the apron. So Miz swoops in and nails another skull-crushing finale. This has got to be it, right? But no, Dolph's career is on the line, and somehow he's able to dig deep and kick out. The crowd cannot believe that this match isn't over, and now this match is pushing the 20-25-minute mark. Before they can cause any more trouble for their former stablemate, the ref ejects the Spirit Squad from ringside. Miz is distracted for this, and as he turns around, Dolph lands a super kick right on the Miz's moneymaker. Dolph falls on top of the Miz. He gets a 3 count, securing his career and his 5th Intercontinental Championship. This match had a lot of up and downs, and the crowd stayed behind Dolph for the whole entire thing. Miz did a great job doing whatever he could to try and end things for Ziggler and play happy heel. I was a big fan of that boot gimmick because it reminded me of one of my favorite matches of all time, which was one between Macho Man and Bret Hart, where they do a similar spot that I'm sure this spot was a tribute to because, you know, I know that Dolph is a big Macho Man fan. So, yeah, Miz and Ziggler have tremendous chemistry together, as we see here, and they always seem to bring out the best in each other. And that is why we put this match at number 5. All right, so now I got to do number 4. Okay. All right, so only 4 more matches left. Number 4, we picked for our countdown Jeff Hardy versus Triple H for the WWE Championship. This was a cool pay-per-view because, and like here we are again with like the intermingling of brands and storylines. This pay-per-view had Raw, SmackDown, and the ECW brands represented, which led to some interesting build for the matches, which is pretty evident when we see how did Jeff Hardy gain this title shot. Well, he won a fatal 4-way against MVP, Brian Kendrick, and Shelton Benjamin, who actually, reading that a second time, not a bad grouping of guys. So yeah, Jeff Hardy won that and earned his title shot against the Game. And this is when they're still using that spinner belt design, which I'm actually a big fan of. Jeff is in this match, Jeff is sporting a fresh tan that rivals Triple H's. H shakes Jeff's hand and then clubs him from behind with a forearm in typical Triple H fashion. Can never let a guy get his shine. They start off with some chain wrestling, and Jeff shows Triple H that he's no pushover. H catches Jeff nearly catches him with the pedigree, but Jeff responds by giving a back body drop over the top rope. Jeff tries to follow up with the tope over the top rope, but H sidesteps, and Jeff crashes to the floor. H throws Jeff back in the ring and starts working him over with a bunch of elbow drops. He tries to wear Jeff down even more with the abdominal stretch. I always say that wrong. The abdominal stretch, which he transitions perfectly, into Jeff making his comeback run, because of course they do that spot where the crowd gets behind him and Jeff hulks up. So Jeff tosses H to the outside and he finally hits the tope. See, I love these old matches where they actually are building towards spots and not doing the same spot over and over again, but building towards a spot and then finally paying off. So back inside the ring, Jeff hits a Falcon's arrow. He almost gets he gets a near fall. He follows it up by reversing a pedigree attempt from H into a slingshot, a whisper in the wind, and damn near a 3 count. Now the crowd is really hot, and they are really, really behind Jeff as they've been this entire encounter. And you can really feel their frustration because they're sick of H's reign of terror, and they want Jeff, the underdog, to be the one to end it. So Jeff is really channeling this energy from the crowd. Jeff Hardy, the Enigma, living for the moment, doing what he does. He rips his shirt off, climbs to the top turnbuckle, and goes for the swanton, but he misses. H takes this opportunity to capitalize, setting Jeff up for the pedigree, but Jeff manages to counter and nails H with the twist of fate. Now, this crowd, again, like crowds, in this time, even though this one is from 2008, even within, even 10 years ago, the crowds were still hot. So the crowd is like absolutely insane now. Jeff's got his shirt off. The girls are screaming. The guys are cheering him on because they want to be him and they want to do the swanton bomb themselves. So bang, Jeff Hardy nails that swanton bomb on H. 1, 2, H kicks out and rolls Hardy through with a crucifix pin, holds Hardy down for the 3 count, retains the championship. The crowd is pissed.
Ding, ding.
Guys, the chemistry between these two is great, and this match shows that Jeff could always hold his own as a singles competitor. He played the underdog babyface here, and like I said, the crowd was behind him the entire time, hoping for that upset victory. This match went almost 20 minutes, which again proved that Jeff is no slouch when it comes to singles matches, and obviously can be considered a top-tier main eventer. A title change would have been an awesome payoff here because the crowd was so supportive of Jeff, but H getting that sneaky heel roll-up pin was perfect ending to the story and, really kept the heel heat on him. And that's why this match came in at number 4. All right, bro. You ready to do number 3?
Yeah, I actually am. All right. So,
number 3!
The beginning of the top 3, and this is no slouch, and trust me, it's not like we've kind of thought about this because I don't know if this is 3. But hey, we're going to roll with it today. So, fucking... yeah, we'll cut that out.
No, we will. Doesn't matter. What? Why are you laughing?
I guess I think I'm getting funky right now.
Do it, dude. Get into it like I was. See, that's the thing too. Is like
I know. Like that's what I know, but I lost my train of thought, and I was just like, because I'm about to, because this match is really. That's why I did what I did. All right, so
Greg told me don't be monotone and don't like look.
No, I got no. It's fucking so.
If you have to read your notes, scream them at people and get into it.
Yeah, no. It's but all right. All right, so from No Mercy. Oh, wait. one of the best feuds that was around in a while. I'd say for the two superstars involved in this match.
Same pay-per-view as number 4.
And I feel this this feud is one of the best for the two superstars involved. It was the ladder match for the championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, between Chris Jericho and the man, the innovator of the ladder match, Mr. Shawn Michaels.
Don't let Bret Hart hear you say that.
Who?
Don't let Bret Hart hear you say that Shawn Michaels was the innovator of the ladder match.
Oh, I know, because he did one, blah, 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 and then they
did one, but it never got any shine. But continue.
No, yeah, they did it at a house show. Dude, don't play me like that. I know that shit. They did it at a house show. They tested it out, and then fucking Shawn and Razor did it, and Bret was like, burr, 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 which he has every right to be. But hey, but
who made it popular? Michaels.
Yeah, no, Michaels and Razor Ramon. Because who won that match? No, that doesn't matter. But all right, so easily one, like, let alone if there wasn't even a match, based on if like this was a TV show, the feud would be insane. It's been going on for months now. You know, Jericho smashed Michael's face into the fucking Jeritron 2000 and like put him out for a little bit, and he's all like all mangly, googly eyed. Hey, Jericho punched the dude's wife. He punched his wife. Dude, he punched his wife. Like, how much better does it get? So then, you know, SummerSlam comes around the bend, and Michaels comes back, and it's like no sanction match. So they're like, oh, okay. Like, Jericho beats the shit out of him. Like, and Michaels does so too. Michaels wins. But what happened at the end of that pay-per-view? Oh, right. Jericho won the fucking title.
How?
There was some match. I don't know what it was, and like he I think it was a fatal 4-way or something with multiple pins, and like it was like 2 seconds, and he won the title that night. Because the reason I bring it up is just to add more to the story, because that's what Jericho was saying. He's like, dude, yeah, like you know, the awesome heel that he was, like, yeah, all right, like,
you beat my ass, but I'm champion.
Yeah, like, what does that do for you? It's a no-sanction match. Like, what did you accomplish? Nothing. And now I'm champion. So then, you know, it's like spiraling, whatever. So then, you know, Jericho's talking to the greatest GM ever, Mike Alley. And, you know, he's like, you're my champion. I'm your champion. You need to protect me. Like, blah, 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 blah. You need to protect me. And he was like, all right, all right. So then Raw comes up.
Mike Adamle?
Yeah.
Harvey.
No, Adelaide, or whatever his name is. Whatever. So he comes out, and he's like, you know what, Jericho? You're right. But I had someone talk to me that put this, you know, this in my ear, and I couldn't pass it up.
What, was it one of the American Gladiators? Sparkle or somebody?
No. And he's like, you know who you're gonna defend your championship next at No Mercy? And then it's like, and then, you know, they go about their history and stuff like that. And Michaels is like, it's you and me in a ladder match. And like, you know, Michaels is like, ha 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 ha. And Jericho turns it around on him because he thinks he has the advantage. And Jericho's like, dude, I've been in more ladder matches. No, he's won more ladder matches than Michaels has ever been in that point. Like, you know, he may have been the innovator, but Jericho up until that point was like the master of the ladder match. So it was kind of like, haha, like a mute point to just add that little bit of like the little bit of pepper, the little bit of spice on top of the feud. So, you know, the match finally comes about. And I will have to say, like, one of the best uses of a ladder in a ladder match I've seen in years, or like just a roundabout, because it was, you know, they had their spots, like, you know, I think in front of the Spanish announce table, Jericho was gonna I think powerbomb or something, and did the classic Shawn Michaels float over, landed on the guy in the table, so down and out. Why isn't he going for the title? Why isn't he going for the title? But also too, what was it? I think they fell into the corner, and the ladder was just laying in the corner. And then Jericho had the wherewithal to kick it on the right hand side, so it swung, hit the post, and then popped Jericho in the eye. I mean, Michaels in the eye. And not even that was a really cool move because it, just ingenious. But then it still plays up to remember that time that Jericho smashed his eye and put him out for months? It's just, even in the match, it's just continuality and just keeping key notes to that story just to build upon that match. To how much they hated each other, to put their bodies on the line. What was it? Fucking Michaels sandwiched Jericho in between the ladder and put his body on the line and dropped a sick elbow on it. But, because, it's freaking aluminum. And, they had the classic, smash the head on the ladder, all the classic spots, a couple innovative, it was good. It kept me quite entertained, the classic blade jobs, all that. But when it got down to it, the ending, because ending, it was one of the better endings for a ladder match that happened. So it's I think after that spot on the announce table where Michaels floated over on Jericho through it, he was going to go for the title. And then I was because I didn't know the result of the match. So I was just watching like a, casual fan. And I legit popped because I was he's getting there. He's going to get the title. He's going to get the title. And then out of nowhere, Lance Cade comes out. Lance Cade.
No, I remember now.
Rest in peace. But he took down Michaels, and I'm wow, I wasn't even thinking about that. So then obviously Jericho makes his way back, and great spot. The way to me, the match ended perfectly. Michael's on one side, Jericho on the other side. They're both pulling at the strap. One's got the one end, the other one's got the pull, big tug of war. Jericho's putting all his weight in. They're trying to hit each other's hands off, and then eventually Jericho just reels Michaels in, headbutts him. He falls off. Jericho wins the title. Come on now. It's hard to have a bad match when you have two of the best performers of all generation. I know that may sound like a mouthful, but it's no BS. Michaels is definitely a once in a lifetime performer, and Jericho was one of the last of the the guys that went everywhere, went to Japan, almost to I hate to say the territories, but I'm pretty sure he was even in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He was everywhere.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was everywhere. He was one of those territory guys, and he was the last. I think he was one of the last ones because when Jericho came in, it was the whole Benoit, Malenko, all them type thing. But he was the dying breed, man, and you can't hate on Jericho. He's one of those people that he's around for so long just because it's it can change for the times. He can change for the times. Even the simplest thing of
say it.
Lion Tamer.
He stays relevant.
Yeah, because the Lion Tamer, Lion Tamer, one of my favorite submissions. Walls of Jericho, not so much. But A, it's a character change, and B, it's a for a lack of a better term, it's a different move. But overall, great match. Kind of a shame it's at number 3, but here we go, number 2.
All right. That was sick, dude. All right, let me find
Because it was a good match.
They're all good matches. Every match we talked about.
This is really you made me want to watch the Rock Cena Angle match.
Bro, it's so good. It really is good.
Just for the buckle bomb.
I'm putting over a Cena match right now.
This is really good, actually.
Right, where's my last?
A hoppy Pilsner.
Oh, here it is.
Wait, did you hear that?
What?
I can't stand the rain.
Oh,
It's going now.
it's raining?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said. Oh, here it is. No Mercy 2002. Number 2 from 2002. Sweet. All right, should I do that? All right, and
You
coming
do
in
what you
at
want to
number.
do, boo.
All right, then I'm gonna do it. All
You
right,
do you, boo boo. Got him. All right, I'll shut up.
it's all right. All right, and coming in at number 2, from No Mercy 2002. Sweet. All right, enough of that. So yeah, this was I know Tim said the last match was star-studded with 2 of the, greatest sports entertainers of all time. But this match, probably 4 of the best wrestlers of all time.
Wrestlers.
So this one was for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and this was the unlikely pairing of Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit versus Edge and Rey Mysterio Jr. for, like I said, the SmackDown Tag titles. So this match must not have taken place too long after what I'm guessing was the first WWE brand split. Backstory to this is that Stephanie wants to introduce a new championship for SmackDown because there's a brand split and Raw has the tag titles. So she wants some tag titles for SmackDown, which I know I said earlier I really like the design on the WWE Spinner World Championship belt. But I really like the SmackDown tag titles too. I've always been a fan of those first original gold and blue tag team titles. I know Mike and Chris were big fans of those too. We had the foam belts back in the day. We used to always, argue over who was going to wear those. So Steph puts a tournament together that has some pretty ridiculous makeshift teams, but there's also some really good teams in here, like obviously the 2 that made it to the finals. The whole gimmick here is the teasing of the tension between Angle and Benoit. It's like they're the odd couple, but both trying to prove that they're the better athlete. Steph makes this stipulation that they are not allowed to fight each other before or during this match, or they'll be suspended for a year. With these crazy stipulations, they never go through with them. Leading up to this match, the Guerreros, they try to run game on Chris and Kurt, but they eventually make it to the finals of the tag tournament. So, match starts out. Ray gives Kurt the runaround until he tags out to Edge. Cole and Taz are on commentary, and they remind us of the rivalry between Angle and Edge, noting that Kurt Angle is bald now due to Edge. Kurt tags out, and Edge works over Benoit's back for the next few minutes. There's a miscommunication spot that leads to Benoit spearing Angle, but he receives a neck breaker for in return. Kurt and Chris continue to tag in and out as they wear down Edge. Oh, it's so weird to say Chris Benoit's name. Anyway, a suplex from Edge to Benoit sets up the hot tag to Ray. Ray Jr. hits missile drop kick reversal. This sets up the hot tag to Ray Jr. Edge hits a missile drop kick to reverse a Benoit power slam to Ray, and that causes a near fall. Taz starts putting over Mysterio's strength despite his size as Kurt starts to take over with a series of belly-to-back suplexes. Now all 4 men are in the ring. They start hitting double-team moves. Benoit manages to lock the crossface on Edge, but Edge makes it to the ropes. Benoit won't let go, so Mysterio hits him with the 619. This starts to, set off the final run of the match with, a series of finisher spots. Which leads to a really awesome spot where Edge powerbombs Rey Mysterio outside of the ring from the inside of the ring to the outside powerbombs Rey. And I think Rey does a backflip whilst being powerbombed onto Benoit. So while Edge was, distracted from doing this move, Kurt seizes the opportunity to lock on the angle lock. Edge rolls through and applies his own version of the ankle lock. but Kurt counters, and he gets it back on, and he's twisting Edge's leg, and he's about to snap it. Grapevines it, and Edge taps out, and we have our first ever tag team champions from SmackDown, Kurt Angle and the late great. Let's just leave it at that. Chris Benoit. So awesome tag match between these 4 guys, in which 3 of them usually aren't tag team wrestlers. This match was a little bit long, but these are 4 guys that can definitely handle the length. They make it seem like nothing, and they keep you constantly entertained the entire time. There was not too many near falls here, which I liked, which really kept you guessing which team would walk out as the first tag team champs. The story of the beef behind Kurt and Chris having to work together despite trying to outwork each other presented a bigger payoff in the end, with them winning the titles than having the baby faces and Mysterio go over. It was good to see Kurt, win another title. Great performances from each man. It is really a shame that we don't see tag team matches like this anymore. And again, these were makeshift teams. So take that how you will, makeshift teams putting on a better tag team tournament than modern teams. And that's really why we had to put this one in at number 2. I mean, just the 4 guys that are in the match, no botches whatsoever, no wasted movements in this match. All the different storylines that played together, all different commingling and intertwining of angles, and all the promos and funny stuff that between Kurt and Benoit that led up to it. Edge and.
But also, too, it attests to the amount of talent on roster at that time when you're having 4 of, you can honestly say the biggest wrestlers, not like the biggest, but like they were definitely big names vying for tag titles, especially the huge importance they have nowadays.
And this was, right after the brand split too. Not saying that it wasn't fresh and hot, and they were full of ideas back then. But look at the way that WWE is utilizing their split rosters nowadays, just doing the same matches over and over and over, and running the same angles and programs and spots for months on end. So yeah, that's why I had to throw that little thing on there about saying that these were makeshift teams, and SmackDown was really, utilizing their roster back then. Like I mentioned earlier in that about the, when we were talking about Jeff and Triple H, I said, Jeff had won a fatal 4-way to make it to that match, and he beat MVP and, Brian Kendrick and, Shelton Benjamin. They really utilized their roster back then, and SmackDown was hot. That was the they were really trying to compete with Raw, and this tag match definitely earned its spot at number 2. All right, Berkey, you ready to do the last one?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just looking for something.
Your dick? No, I'm just.
Fuck you.
How did it touch?
Kick your ass. You're such a bad. Fuck you.
What are you doing? Texting? It's okay.
No, I'm just looking at something.
Is there life on Mars?
All right.
Coming in at number 1.
And last but not least, saving the best for last, coming in at number 1. Hell in a cell. Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
The first time, guys.
I could honestly watch this match once a day, once a week. I mean, well, once a day, 7 times a week, 365 times a year. I can't commend this match is ridiculous, insane. The amount of brutality, it's like one of the craziest Hell in a Cells I've ever watched. But like the storytelling, Heyman, just Lesnar and Taker itself. But they're having this like pretty heated feud, and it's like I'm not even really going to give that much of a backstory just because like the match is just it's brutal. It's not too long, but it's not too short. It's just like an entree meal of brutality. I can't say enough about how much like this I think even could define the ruthless aggression era. I know when people think of ruthless aggression, Cena, Orton, Edge, that whole group, and I get it, but like if you think of anything ruthless aggression, especially it was Lesnar, just raw power, dominating, youngest world champion, beat freaking Rock at SummerSlam. Dude, he was on a tear, like even more so than he is now. Like, I know it might sound crazy, but like it's not like he was being built as undefeatable, but like he was freaking nature. So essentially, like as crazy as this may sound, this match was built around a cast. And you say why? Well, basically, like beginning of the week, I think SmackDown, they're all Brock Lesnar, Taker. Brock like mutilates his hand and breaks his hand. Excuse me, Taker's hand. Like it's just cast and whatnot. So basically, was in the beginning, the whole beginning of the match was like Brock trying to get that cast off, like and even so, like Taker would punt, like because that's the big thing is that they were playing up on it so much because like Taker would get his ass kicked for like a hot second, and then as soon as he would have that one punch with the cast, like Lesnar was like halfway across the ring, like because they really played it up. So like they're working the match just like really using like the cage, like throwing each other in, like really like it was a true Hell in a Cell match. Like it wasn't like, oh, it was just a cage around the ring. Like, and to me, and I have to check the logistics and the schematics or whatever the word is for it. The cell itself seemed smaller. I don't know if it was because of the venue or whatnot, but it was like it was better to me personally. Like, you got Taker doing a suicide dive into Lesnar into the cage. You got freaking Heyman getting involved, Heyman blading, freaking Undertaker like pulling his tie through and just like smashing him, like smashing the shit out of him into the cage. Like it was insane. And then also too, I think I gotta I know I have the a clip for this. I think Lesnar like drives Taker into like the ring post and then like either belly to belly or belly to back, just like throws him into the cage. Like insane. So, and at that point, and like that was the point where, what was it? They Heyman and Heyman gave Brock his belt, and they hung up Taker's cast, and Brock just starts beating it with a steel chair, like just annihilating. And like for a good 5 minutes, like he's like ripping this like cast off. And then Taker, like, the guy that like knows no pain, he's like, "Arr! Arr!" And then they're like, even, it's the little stuff. Like even the guys on commentary are like, the Undertaker got that shot of like numbing medicine in his hand, but I guess obviously it's not working now. Like just like those little like sprinkles of details that you don't think matter, but they, in the grand scheme of things, they really do. So then, I think at one point, I think they both like get in the cage and they blade, and like Brock's was good, but I think Taker went a little deep. He was like pouring, like one of those classic, like I hit the mat in my own pool of blood, like crap. So eventually, like they get back on the ring, and Brock finally gets it off. Yet, as always, the guy's still gonna punch him in the face with it. But they did play it like punch him like But then one of the good things too is like this is how small the cell was. So at one point it was Taker going up top, and then Lesnar caught him, and so they're both on the top, and then Lesnar's on the top rope, and he grabs a crossbeam of the cell. There's no way you're gonna grab a crossbeam in any other cell. Like it seemed like a steel cage with a top on it. It was like weird. And he's like grabbing and like pulling up and just like kicking Undertaker in the face. Just like pull up, kick in the face, pull up, kick in the face. Like using the cell in like such a different way. Like and just like fucking So he falls off, and then Taker does it, but he does like the classic, walk around the ropes. But it's just a brutal, like just ass kicking match. But this is the only thing that draws me back. But it's more so funny to me, and I just don't know if people caught this. I don't know if it was a pin or Taker was trying to submit him, but at one point Brock grabbed the ropes, and the ref broke the hold. It's a hell in a cell. I don't think that works. As also too, Brock did try to pin him outside and got a 2 count, but that's here nor there. Little idiosyncrasies or whatever. Like, but it's just funny. But overall, the end of the match, which is a classic. Taker goes for a tombstone, and Lesnar reverses it, has him, and does, the Lesnar freak of nature. I'm going to fucking throw him up on my shoulders, like from the fucking tombstone position, and then F5, done. And I think it was like 25 minutes maybe, and it had me all the way because I really want to take her to win. But as always, the Beast, Brock Lesnar, was your winner at number 1.
All right.
Cock-a-doodle, 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 pee-pee, cock-a-doodle, 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 pee-pee.
All right, let me take a hit.
Let me love you.
And then that's
I want to, I need to. Oh, there's something on my tap and barrel. Tap and barrel.
all right. Hold on. Still exhaling.
Wait, what? Hold on for just one more day. Somebody's gonna come around and make you cry, make you cry.
All right, I'll just do a 5-second, not 5, like a 15-second close or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't be scratching your head on it though, dude. Like smile. No, you don't have to smile. It doesn't matter.
Wait, I thought we were cutting this out.
Yeah, we are, but I'm still about to do that. And
oh, I didn't know. I wasn't listening.
Oh yeah. Let me do like a 2-second not 2-second, but like a 20-second close or whatever.
What the fuck is this shit?
Wait, can I do it?
No.
Not yet?
Hold on.
All right.
I just don't know what these are.
In case you wanted to say anything at the end, yeah.
Hold on, just give me a second. It knows your fears. Yeah, dudes, go see it. It was good. All right. Let's finally finish this show.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2. All right, Buzz Humans. So there you have it. Our Relevant Wrestling top 10 favorite No Mercy matches. Hopefully, it gets you geared up and riding the buzz waves to this year's 2017 No Mercy event. Thanks for joining us.
And be sure to be on the lookout for more countdowns like this and extra special content for you loyal viewers.
That's right. Relevant Wrestling is going retro. Check out the social media for more details and for more classic content. Buzz Humans, we hope you enjoyed. Peace.
It's still relevant to me, damn it.
That's right. Relevant Wrestling. It's always relevant to us, damn it.
Oh my God. That's one of those phrases that, like, every time you say it, it always sounds the same. I love it. Love it. Because I probably also, too, because I've heard it so many times. Oh, wait, no, damn it.
All right, I'm going to stop the broadcast.
Why? Let's just be us. Oh, no one's watching on Hangouts.
Because I'm not trying to edit a fucking 5-hour clip on top of 3 wrestling matches.